Maybe it's just me, because even when I was talking about video games, I was still just thinking about former sidekick turned superhero penises. Son of a monkey's scrow! Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome to... Fuck me. No, not welcome to that. Welcome to Podtoid. I'm your host, Jim Sterling. Bit of a weird technical thing. Plus, it's so hot in this office, and I've been drinking tropical fruit Smirnoff Ice, which is ridiculous in and of itself. But I'm your host, Jim Sterling. I'm joined by a full house, full crowd this week. We've got Jonathan Holmes.
Oh, hi, how are you? Hi.
We got Holmes Aziz.
Yo, I'm back.
We've got Conrad Zimmerman.
Regrettably.
Oh, come on. Enjoy us. I'm happy you're here.
I'm enjoying you. You're a
Oh,
delight.
thanks. I'm all right, I guess. We spend a lot of virtual time together because it's up, Holmes. Yeah, listen to
We
me
do
talk.
spend a lot of time together. It's
Yeah,
amazing
thanks.
we haven't killed one another yet.
Well, you just don't say anything. I just
true, that
assumed
helps.
you wanted to kill me this whole time. Yeah, I would probably.
You're a delight.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Some guy was mad. He said that I ruined last week's Podtoid because he didn't actually say how I ruined it, but he just said maybe you should make your own podcast longer or just get your own podcast because you ruined the first half hour of the last one. I think it's just because Jim didn't talk enough.
What
Jim?
did you do? What did you do?
I don't know. I
Talk
ruined
about
it.
video games.
Who said
I
this?
think that was the problem.
Some
Are you-
man.
Are you sure he
seemed
wasn't
nice.
joking?
No, he might have been. He seems like a nice man. He just didn't want me to talk on the podcast, I think.
It's one-
Yeah, he's so nice that he didn't want you to say anything ever.
Well, that's not, it's just a matter of taste.
One thing I've noticed is that sometimes listeners will think they're in on the joke when they're just literally insulting you. And they don't mean it. They don't mean it. Sometimes I'll get a message from someone saying, "Hey Jim, you fat piece of shit," and it turns out they're big fans. So
Wow.
It's one of those things where, it's one thing for me to talk about what an asshole I am, but if you want to tell me what an asshole I am, that might be taken the wrong way,
Oh, sure. Or your mama? You can't talk about your mama.
It's like not being able to talk about women's issues because we're men.
Right. That'll get
It's just coming from the wrong place.
That's another thing that happened. Some Podtoid fans were saying that if you are mad at Tosh.0 for making gang rape jokes or attacks or something, then you can't like Podtoid either, because Podtoid is just gang rape jokes. The same thing. Do we do gang rape jokes?
I don't think I've ever told a Podtoid listener that it would be funny if she was raped by five guys. I don't think I have. In fact, I try and steer clear of my idea is to trick you into consenting, which isn't the same at all. And it's not a gang, it's just me sharing love.
You're right. But they hearkened back to gags that I'm not privy to, really. Something about Steve Weebs. You talked about him on our 200th or 300th episode, whatever it was. Something about wanting
Steve
to have
Weeby's wife.
Yeah,
Nicole
which was
Weeby,
that was three years ago or so. That joke was a thing.
That's an old joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was. I used to say all sorts of. I mean, you look at some of my old Destructoid articles. There's a lot of stuff I wouldn't write now because I'm significantly older and a lot wiser. There were a lot of offensive material back when I thought just being offensive was funny enough. When instead you've got to be offensive and somewhat psychologically distressing to one member of your podcast.
That's right. And it's working. Our numbers are up since the old Steve Weeby's wife is hot days, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I like Podtoid as it is now. This is my favourite part of the week. There's a reason, why I want to do it every week and devote time, even though this is it's very much on our own time thing. And I enjoy doing it because I really like the guys who got together, the sense of humor, which I think you can enjoy this show and, you know, criticize Daniel Tosh pointing at a woman in the audience and talking about something that, to be honest, isn't fun for a woman to worry about like most of them have to do, unfortunately. So I think that's a bit of a difference, you know, pointing at a woman and saying, wouldn't it be funny if you got raped, and me putting a bacon-shaped penis into your, like, gasping, wheezing hole while a bird picks cereal out of your teeth.
Why is there a bird there now?
Oh, no, that was there before.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have
Don't worry. Don't worry. Podtoid's continuity as a cohesive canonical universe is always at the forefront of my mind.
You do keep track of things really well. It's very impressive.
I keep track of this. This is all I keep track of. I'm incompetent everywhere else in my home and professional life. But you ask me about Podtoid, and I keep track of every humiliation and physical distress inflicted upon let's say that the theoretical body of my good friend, my good agreeable friend Jonathan.
I do think the jokes are funny. I like to hear the things you come up with, Jim. I do. Anyway, yeah, so that's what things people are saying about stuff.
Who said that anyway?
But which one? The Daniel Tosh one?
Yeah.
Well, some good guys, and we all ended up working it out in the end. I've had very limited computer access these past couple of weeks, more just because of the way my life has been going. So when I have been on Twitter, I've tried to respond to those things, but there's a lot of stuff I've missed. And in the end, they said, you're right. It is pretty different. I wasn't asking for Tosh to be banned or censored or something. I've never liked his jokes. They just seem to be based on, like...
Could we ask for him to be funny? Like, is that...
Well, yeah, that would be a start. And I wasn't surprised that he did that joke or comment, because his whole shtick is, I'm really insensitive, and then smile. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it was...
It's old
that
fast.
was absolutely in his wheelhouse. It wasn't like it shouldn't have been shocking that he would tell the joke. I don't think he's particularly funny, but I think it's, you know, he's perfectly within his rights to be an abusive prick to someone in his audience. They, you know, came in and this woman got up and left, and it was a traumatic experience for her, and I hope everybody in that audience who was laughing did so in the most incredibly awkward and uncomfortable manner they could. But
nice.
You know, it's just the guy. I'm over it. I just don't care. It's like anytime someone says something stupid for a moment, I'm like, well, I already wasn't giving you my money. Why do I give a shit? Like, is everybody who's outraged about this? Were you buying Daniel Tosh records and watching Tosh.0 and like following the tour? Like, did you give a shit about Daniel Tosh before he was an asshole? So why do you care?
You sound like records. You're talking about records and record players now. It's fun. We're old. So old.
You guys are old.
I call them albums still.
Me too.
I do.
Yeah. Have you ever bought a record album, Hamza?
No.
Have you seen one?
Yeah. I know what they look like. I'm not that young.
You're pretty young, and you're into technology.
Let me tell you of the before time, lad. Discs of vinyl that sang to us in the night.
That's how I feel, yeah. Hamza's doing this whole podcast from an iPhone. Doesn't he sound good?
I had another laptop issue, so here I am on my phone.
You sound great, man.
I'm just having the best of luck lately.
I tell you what, though. I bet he'd sound even better if he was running a laptop with an Intel Pentium processor. For my money and for my bet, Intel is the intelligent choice.
What's going on?
All your friends today.
Wow, we really need sponsorships, huh?
And tell your friends that the intelligent choice is in telling them.
Yeah, don't be an intel-diet. Do it, you prick.
We're not really doing that.
We're not really doing it. Do it, you prick.
Yeah.
That didn't just happen.
Speaking of Intel, we have a great article on the site right now about Hong Kong.
Oh, do we? I didn't know.
I was surprised to hear that and see that. Yeah, Intel is partnering with us to talk about Hong Kong.
Yeah,
Why did that happen? That's weird.
That's what I was making fun of.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. It's a good article. I remember Alistair actually asked me a week and a half ago, "Hey, what are the good video game, Hong Kong video games?" I'm like, "I don't know, Zach McCracken." He's like, "I'm not using that. Okay, bye." And apparently, this is what he's come up with. It was good. It's a good article.
To be fair, I mean, Zach McCracken was not exactly the best representation of Hong Kong culture.
Sure, but he already picked all the good ones. He did a good job as it was. He didn't really need my help, but just in case, he scoured me for extra information. All I had was Zach McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders, which you probably don't know about, Hamza, because it's old. It came on a floppy disk. You ever see those, Hamza?
I've played games on floppy disks before. All right, come on, Number Munchers, Oregon Trail.
Those are the hard flops.
City.
No, those are
You're
hard
just looking those games up on Wikipedia.
I'm talking about a disc that's, like almost 6 inches and really flops around. If you open it up, it's just like...
I got one of those.
You got one of those?
Yeah.
5 1/4. Thanks, Conrad. What floppy disk you got, Hamza?
It's a special one in my pants.
I knew it! You did it for me! Thank you for the penis joke, Hamza.
You're welcome.
God, someone told me that Intel processors were a load of old crap, and I said, Hong Kong Phooey. Read Destructoid.
Oh.
You know who played Hong Kong Phooey? Scatman Crothers. Scatman Crothers, guys.
You just said a load of noises.
How what?
I'm a Scatman.
His real name is Scatman Crothers. He played, the guy who gets killed in The Shining, the kindly old black man with a shiny head. It's like, that's Scatman Crothers. Voice of Hong Kong.
Scatman. I was thinking of Scatman John.
Oh, he's good too. No, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Strictly Crothers.
It's because they're both called Scatman.
Right. Weird name. So common. Yeah.
Yeah. Scatman Crothers, of course, was also in the Transformers movie.
Scatman Crothers was in the Transformers movie?
Yeah, he played one of the robots.
Really? The black one?
Yes.
Ah, that makes sense.
I think he was Sound Blaster.
I don't think it was Sound Blaster.
I think he might have been Jazz.
Probably Jazz.
Sound Blaster's the old PC sound program, isn't it? Sound Blaster.
Those cards, and they still make them.
Yeah, Sound Blaster. Yeah, I played Doom 2 on that. It's good.
Well, it was the first dedicated audio card, I think. Everything else was just PC speaker. To, the propagation. Like, that was the first big sound card. Now, sound cards used to be a thing you really thought about. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Nowadays, with the magic of Intel, thinking about sound is a snap.
Thinking about sound is so easy. You just think the thought, and then Intel does the rest.
Intel does the rest. Just type sound into Google, and the magic of Intel weaves its sorcerous chords throughout your internet. And then you're hearing things in crystal clear, high fidelity. Intel, it's a thing you can do.
Wow, you should do the ad reads.
I'm pretty good at these. I'm pretty good at these advertising things, because I'm insincere and a liar.
But you connect with the audience on that because they're not sincere either. Yeah,
I'm just glad you used high fidelity. That made me happy. I was thinking the other day about high fidelity and high definition just as terms, and it's interesting how high fidelity really mattered to some people like 20 years ago, and now high definition is really going to matter for us right now, and in 20 years no one's going to give a shit about that either. Yeah,
it's just going to be old definition pretty soon.
Yep. Then we're going to be pissed off if we can't smell our games properly.
I've been thinking about the next console generation. Do you guys want to talk about it?
I can think of nothing more egregious, but let's do it.
Oh, you sure? I don't want to egregious.
Hey, let's do it. Like I said, I'm an insincere liar. I'm excited as fuck to talk about the future of gaming and how Intel can play a role in that.
They do make computer chips. They might make the chipset.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
maybe Intel would be part of Oya.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. Awful. Yeah. Oh yeah, we gotta buy one of those just to see.
Can we,
But,
from now on, can we just call it, oh yeah!
Snap into an ooh yeah!
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
I like the controller on that.
Hold on
yeah?
a second. Never to the Macho Man when you've still got a bad cough cold.
That's hard.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, geriatric Macho Man.
It just came out. I can't explain it. Yeah, so the PlayStation 3 was not as popular as the PlayStation 2, right, guys?
How dare you?
I'm just saying.
How dare you state facts, you fucking fanboy.
That's probably a fair assessment.
And the PlayStation 2 was the least powerful console.
You fucking Sony Defense Force.
Going. Really? This is where this is going.
I'm wondering if the next Xbox and the next PlayStation are going to be the powerhouse consoles that everyone assumes that they are, because for the past couple of generations running, the more powerful consoles have sold the least. I'm wondering if Microsoft or Sony are going to pick up on that and think, okay, well, it's got to be more powerful than what we had out. Does it have to be that much more powerful? Or are they going to come up with another hook?
I think there are other factors that you have to consider besides raw power. One of the first things that is important about the PlayStation 2 is that it was a Trojan horse for the DVD player in homes. It came out at the right time to make DVDs affordable in-house, and that led to a huge amount of success for the console. PS3 did not do that as effectively with Blu-ray, and so I think that is probably more a contributing factor to the success of the PlayStation 2. Also, it just had a much larger library.
I think you're approaching
games were cheaper to produce than they are now. There was more freedom to do so. I think there's a lot of factors besides the power of the console that we need to keep in mind when making that kind of an assessment.
I think you're approaching the evidence from the wrong direction. In that it's not so much evidence that less powerful consoles sell, and more that the consumer base at large doesn't necessarily care what the most powerful is. They care about, they find other things more important. It's not to say that if you bring out the most powerful hardware, you will fail. It's if you focus solely on having the most powerful hardware and offer nothing else, then I think you're starting off on the wrong foot. Obviously,
sure.
Yeah, the PS2, as Conrad said, it had the DVD player going for it. It ended up with the largest library. The Wii had obviously the new controller, which it surprised everyone, I think, and then the right people got excited.
You almost have to view the Wii as a completely different animal. I mean, it opened up a market in such a way that I don't even know how to calculate it, how to quantify its impact.
Yeah, I think they're still figuring that out. But clearly it helped birth Kinect, which is a huge thing for Microsoft now, as sad as we may be about it. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Microsoft's having its best success with the 360 in a long time, not because of the power of the 360. It's because of Kinect. And are they going to be...
No, I honestly think the reason it's doing so well right now is because it's a hub for media content now. They're pushing Netflix, they're pushing HBO Go, they're pushing all these apps that you can subscribe to watch TV shows and movies with ease, all on your living room TV without having to buy anything else. So you already have your console for gaming, and now you have this hub for entertainment.
Yeah,
so you don't have to worry about Dish and all this other bullshit.
It's become a hub as the console's gotten cheaper as well. The more it's appealed to people wanting all their entertainment in one place, the less expensive it's gotten, which has definitely helped. Not to mention, I mean, it was doing pretty damn well in America before Kinect.
Oh, sure.
It already had a solid base. But I think it got better as the price went down, as Netflix... I'm not going to deny that Kinect helped, as much as... Ow. It really... It stings. It feels like this tumor just grew in my heart, then burst.
Like you swallowed a razor blade.
Yeah, it hurts to admit it, but obviously I think... Sorry.
They rode on the Wii's popularity. People, I think, initially probably looked at Kinect as being like a HD Wii, basically, which is nothing, which did not turn out like that at all.
But isn't the PS3 the best hub in town, guys?
No.
Oh,
hubs?
No.
What's wrong with that hub?
It's a beautiful, like, powerful machine that is just, it was put together by chimpanzees.
Its online services are just inadequate in my view.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to pay for Xbox Live because I know that the service there's a certain baseline quality level that I have an expectation that I'm going to get that Sony just hasn't been able to lay out with their free service.
You're talking about stuff like Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that? Isn't that the same on PS3? It's been alright with me.
Yeah, their Wi-Fi, and I can't speak for their wired, but I know that I've got my PS3 wirelessly connected
to work on my PS3.
Really?
It's just, I mean, it's a convoluted mess in there. We watched Amazon Prime on PS3 for a while just to check it out, and the amount of times it would stop and start, recalibrate, like freeze and load and buffer, was ridiculous. And then I'll watch fucking full movies on the Xbox 360, and you know, it's working just fine. Yeah.
I don't, honestly, I forgot that PS3 has those services. They don't push that at all, or promote it at all, unlike how Microsoft does it. It's really at the forefront of their marketing now. Yeah, because I feel like they caught the hardcore market initially. Now they're just doing the long tail stuff. They're catching the parents and the older generation, older folks, showing them hey.
Well, and obviously that's smart, just from a standpoint of over time the price is going to drop and you're going to open yourself up to a wider market, so then you push out your wider appeal items, towards the tail end. It's a really smart strategy, and it seems to be working for them.
Meanwhile, I think it's interesting that Sony's kind of gone in the other direction, because when they first brought out the PS3, they were like, it's an entertainment device, it's a Blu-ray player, it's a supercomputer, it's we don't know what the fuck it is, and everyone got confused.
Folder at home.
Yeah, and now it's almost like, especially with like PSN Plus and their E3 showing, they're kind of saying, hey, hardcore gamers, are you upset? Come over here. We got something that might interest you. And
they do have some good games going. I mean, they're focused just on their...
I'm sorry.
No, you, Hamza.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I'm just saying they have a phenomenal lineup, especially in the coming year and stuff.
Pretty damn good, especially with them buying Gaikai. It's like, it seems that their focus is trying to do the dedicated game route, at the moment anyway.
So where does that lead them for when the next consoles are going to come out and what their focuses are going to be? Do you think Microsoft will come out swinging with tons of stuff that just makes your console a hub, a Connect hub, and that PS3 is going to be all, PS4, whatever it'll be called, is all game focused, and they're going to give up on making us all want Blu-rays? Did people give up on Blu-ray, by the way? Is that still
No, they
happening?
haven't given up on Blu-ray. I love my Blu-ray, my PS3 as a Blu-ray player. And no, Sony's not going to give up because their entire strategy is based around integration. They want to control every aspect of someone's entertainment experience, from owning the media itself that they're viewing to the hardware that they view it on, so on and so forth, all up and down the line. They're not going to pass up an opportunity to have a core central product that accomplishes that for them.
Yeah. If Kaz Hirai had his way, he would be in your house, and you'd be reaching into his ass to pull the popcorn out.
I think the only reason it seems like Blu-ray hasn't taken off as much as DVD did is because Blu-ray also kind of came at the point where everyone's kind of into downloading everything, downloading music and all forms of entertainment.
Yeah, I think Blu-ray's acceptance was a timing issue. I think it was a little early to push a new physical format on people, because DVD had just really attained mass acceptance a year or two before Blu-ray hit the market. And then on top of that, we have all of this digital distribution stuff just really, really building and becoming a thing, and we can push through video that is not always the quality on a Blu-ray. Nobody streams 1080p, I don't think, or if they do, there's not a whole lot of it going on, but it's going to come.
Sure.
And so I don't have a whole lot of hope for the format, just because it's going to be overwhelmed with online.
Physical format in general.
And they're holding that back. They're holding back, I think, they're pressuring to limit the rate of growth, because the networks in the United States suck. And they need to, sort of re-engineer the U.S. networks, and I think that there's some resistance to that because they still want to be able to sell their crap.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are people going to blame me because this first half hour has been so terrible?
Yes, entirely.
No, it's fine. I'm the fall guy of Podtoid now. Like the last time I don't think so. I was reading the comments and people were like, "Oh, it's a Holmes episode."
They're just trying to say something.
You are kind of becoming the Lisa Simpson / Meg Griffin of the which I don't. I think you're fine. I think you're a lovely boy.
I think you're great.
I think you're a lovely boy.
You just compared him to Meg Griffin? That is.
Why would you do that?
In terms of audience perception.
Now people are.
I think it's unfair.
What's wrong with Meg Griffin? She's voiced by the lovely Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis! Come on, dog. You're the new Mila Kunis. That's hot. That's hot. You gotta feel good about that.
You are our hairy Mila Kunis.
Mila, yeah, close enough. Yeah, but I can't remember if that was on the was that on the deleted part of the show that we recorded that didn't record? Where I talked about how a guy blamed me for the first half hour being bad?
I think that was on the I can't even remember.
Yeah, well, just in case you didn't hear about that. And I don't think he was joking. I think he sincerely was just giving me a tip. It's like, you ruined the first half hour of last week's Podtoid. Maybe you should just get your own podcast or just make your other podcast, Up Holmes, longer. Which I was just thinking, he just wants me to... He thinks I've got like a buildup of talk in my mouth, and then I just like let out too much on, well, if I'd saved that buildup in my mouth, just, verbally vomited on my
And you just cover us in your word spunk.
Yeah. When in fact, I just was talking because you weren't talking, Jim, and I wish you did.
Fuck off, I'm unwell. Don't blame
People want
me.
you to talk. People want you to talk a lot.
I'm still unwell. It's ridiculous.
I'm
definitely
sorry.
The consumption or cough cancer.
I bet the Smirnoff is helping with that.
It's tropical and fruity. It's actually finished. I should get another one, but apparently now I've got to stay here to stop Holmes ruining.
With my talk.
Unleashing his talk toxin on the podcast.
It hurts people. Well, they tune in because they see it's you, Jim. That's what they want. And then if they get anything else than that, it's not just bad. It's like painful. It hurts.
And it's horrible. Yeah, it's like Alec Delage in Clockwork Orange. They're just forced while we stab them in the ears with our verbal knitting needles. Just fucking take that game talk. Enjoy it. So yeah. Anyway, Jonathan.
Yes.
Right. When are you gonna dress up as Nightwing and fuck me in the ass?
Wow, I did not expect you to ask me that.
That's my new thing. I've been getting into comics, as I think I've said before on a previous, thanks to the magic of iPad, which sadly is not powered by Intel, but fingers crossed. And yeah, I've been looking at Nightwing, and I think I want him to do me up the arse, but he's not real. So
he's kind of, yeah.
So you're gonna have to do it, Jonathan.
I'm not that much like Nightwing. He is a handsome Caucasian man with a straight, skinny nose and perfectly coiffed hair and buns. He's got buns.
That's not a problem, right?
Yeah.
We'll put some blue pajamas on you, right?
Okay.
With a black marker pen, we will write "lovely hair" on top of your head, and I'll use the marker for the mask. I'll just like jam it in your eyes a few times. And then you can say, I am Nightwing, and I'm going to sex you with my penis. And then I'll say, oh no, but I am the Joker from it. I have done a bad thing. And you will say, well, Joker, looks like the joke and my semen is on you today. And I'll say, oh no, but I have got a white face and red lips like the Joker. So you'll have a white face with semen and red lips from being raw from sucking my dick.
Whoa, that's a really aggressive stance you want me to take with you.
I'll admit, my porn puns need a little bit of work. Mostly because I'm trying to avoid saying either Nightwang or I'll show you a Dick Grayson.
Whoa!
They're two very obvious ones. So instead I had to go with the Joker, white face, red lips, red raw, sucking the dick for a minute. So you got to do that.
You did much better than most with that.
Yeah, I want to see Nightwing's penis. That's when you
You're not alone.
That's when you gimmick.
A lot of people want his penis or to see it. He's kind of my when I think in my head of comic book characters who women want to have sex with, because there's a lot of talk about female video game characters and comic book characters being overly sexualized. But Nightwing, they use him to try to get people horny, and it works.
It fucking works.
Yeah, they want to have sex with him. He'll come out of a shower and just be like, didn't even see you there. How are you doing? I'm fine. I just got beat up, but now I'm tired. It's like weird to make a man horny. I mean, weird to make a man horny, and weird to make a man who is supposed to make people horny. You use different techniques. I guess it's supposed to be.
Yeah, just saying that, what you said, has already tightened my scro, so.
Well, I saw some cosplayers, Nightwing cosplayers at Comic-Con last week.
How'd they look?
They looked alright, actually. I didn't really look at their dicks, so I can't really comment on that, Jim. I'm sorry, but maybe next year if you go.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to PAX and you look good as it, not if you look like me, don't fucking do it. But if you look like not me, then go to PAX dressed as Nightwing and show me a penis for a minute, please.
Wow.
We can. I know strategically where all the toilets are in the Seattle Convention Center.
Someone's gonna do this to you.
Oh no!
Sure.
It does. Last year I tweeted that if anyone would like to just grab my genitals, they're welcome. And then Jay from Twisted Pixel, the first thing he did was just grab a handful of my genitalia in the that arcadey lounge across the street. And it was a magical moment. So please show me your Nightwing dick.
And as a reminder to you lovely listeners, that we have a panel at PAX, so please show your dick to Jim.
Oh yeah.
Panel.
We'll do a Nightwing dick judging contest. We might as well, because I've literally no other ideas. But I'm going to do a formal announcement on that soon once I've worked out what we got some ideas. We got some stuff to give away already.
Good.
But yeah, there's going to be a panel. I'm just trying to work out what the theme will be that doesn't involve hamburgers being thrown at the audience or cake being stamped into the floor, or Nick Chester, our responsible former editor-in-chief, saying everybody in the audience get on the stage. That almost killed people, so that was fun. But it'll be less lethal this year, and hopefully a lot more penis, because there's going to be nothing wrong with full frontal Nightwing themed nudity.
Is that a crime?
Can we name our panel that? Destructoid panel, a whole lot of penis.
It's unfortunately already named, but maybe I can edit that. I don't think it's totally finalized. Yeah, so look forward to that. Look forward to some penis.
Really?
Yeah.
You're committing to that.
Yeah, it's good. PAX will stand for penis and arsehole extravaganza.
Because I don't think it's legal to show one's penis. There's so many weird laws they have.
It's only illegal if people know about it.
Fun fact, here in I don't know if this is a Portland-specific law or if it's all of Oregon, but here you can be nude publicly as long as it is not a sexual gesture.
Huh, okay. So, like, soft penis is legal? Do they, like, get out a measuring stick to be like, no, this penis is not legal.
The police...
It's hard and long. Sorry.
I'm not really sure exactly how they judge that.
The cops, when you're going shopping at the grocery store and you pick up, like, grapes and melons and squeeze them just to see if they've got the right firmness. That's what the cops have to do. And if it's soft enough, they're like, okay. Semi-ons are a bit of a moral and legal grey area. There's no precedent set yet.
No, there's a nude bike ride that goes through the center of the city every year. They just did it like a month ago.
Huh.
This is a strange place that I live in.
Yeah, they break all sorts of laws, but they just make new laws, I guess. It's not really breaking it. You're just like, okay, new law.
Yeah, well, I think decency laws are something that are controlled at state and local levels. It's not really. I don't think there's any sort of federal indecency.
True, but they do things in general their own way in your place.
Oh yeah, Oregon pretty much like everybody in Oregon sits around at the world's biggest table and just discusses like, I want to break the law today, but I can't because it's illegal. And then the judge of Oregon, Judge Pickles, says, I hereby rule that doing illegal things is legal. Next case. And then, I want to euthanize someone again.
Then Judge Pickles will come out.
Yeah.
And then done.
Yeah. He reminds me of the boss from Danger Mouse.
Yeah. I like that boss.
What was he, a walrus or?
Yeah, I think
he was.
Yeah. Some sort of big bushy mustache and he's all hunched over.
Jonathan would know. He was one of the animators on it.
Oh, I wish. It was my dream.
You were a spry 30-year-old man when they first did Danger Mouse. Do you get it? I'm saying you are an old man.
I am old. I am older than most.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good in my age.
I still remember the time you told that strange young boy that it was dangerous to go alone and that he should take this. Do you get that? Do you get that or not?
That's a Legend of Zelda joke.
That's a Legend of Zelda joke. And
that's a subtle reference.
Yeah, so many jokes like this and more. Sponsored by Intel.
Are we ever going to get sponsored, do you think? Is Podtoid going to turn into a sponsored thing?
No. If anyone listens to this, no.
We will be sponsored one week and sued the next, I think.
I was going to say.
I don't know, maybe one day. Maybe
that would be cool.
Do a little advert, then we can make, upwards of $10 to share between us.
I've been talking, every time I'm at a convention now, people mention, about stuff about Podtoid, and they're in the industry, and I just get red in the face, embarrassed that they actually listen to this. So I gotta assume that some of you out there would love to sponsor an episode of Podtoid.
Oh yeah,
I should do.
I know Sony representatives listen to this sometimes because they will email me when I slag off games. So if you would like, God of War Ascension's pretty horrible.
Whoa! Really?
I mean, in terms of content, it's pretty out there.
Oh, brutal. In terms of bad things.
Yeah, so that would be a good fit if you'd like to. I can give you a 8 out of 10 if you give me some money. That's a joke, by the way, in case.
Transparency. That's just transparency.
We're just honest.
You know what's weird? Speaking of which, this has been boggling my mind. They've been promoting the hell out of the game for the past couple of months, even though the fact that it's not out until early next year.
Yeah.
They bought SiteScape, our ad space on our site. They bought out ad space on our Twitch channel for a while. It's like, this is cool. Yeah. This is great, but this is 9-10 months out.
Yeah. They gotta convince people that it's important and it's worth paying attention to, or else. And they gotta get people to think that that's what everyone else is going to be playing, so they can play it too, because they want to play what people are playing and be in with what the kids are doing. That's my guess. What do you think, Hamza? You sounded just like Marky Mark, by the way, when you came in. You're like, I don't even know. What's this camel doing here? You sounded good. I never heard you do such a good Marky Mark impersonation.
It wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Funnel that. Channel it.
What do you think ever happened to the Funky Bunch? I have a feeling one of them went on to be that guy in Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh, it's just that one guy?
Yeah. I reckon that's where one of them went.
I don't know. He's pretty young. Funky Bunch. Oh, the Funky Bunch was Marky Mark's group. It was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Ooh, yeah. Do you feel it, baby? Ooh, yeah, I can too. He's just all horny. He's like Nightwing. He should be the new Nightwing. Just a horny man. Wouldn't that be good?
No. Oh, yeah, fantastic. I find him incredibly attractive. Yeah.
Do you really?
No.
Oh.
Not at all. I can't take him seriously, and I don't know why. It's like...
Could it be the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch make my video game for Sega CD?
Oh,
funnily enough, it's not even Funky Bunch related. There's just something about him that whenever I'm told he's in a serious movie, I'm like, huh. Really,
he takes himself really, really seriously, I think. Like, every interview I've seen or heard with him, he takes himself very seriously.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's a good, serious actor, but I don't see it because...
But yeah, because he was Marky Mark of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I totally understand.
Oh, that, and I thought he was really good in The Other Guys, and Ted, which I saw recently. I thought he was really good in that. He seems one of those guys that would make a better, not serious, like Nicolas Cage. Like Nicolas Cage.
Big Hit. Like, have you ever seen The Big Hit? He's great, and like anytime he gets a chance to be a little funny with it, I mean, he's great.
The man's a comedy actor. It's like Nicolas Cage. I don't buy as a serious action movie hero. I bought him as what's his name in Face Off? The baddie when he was the baddie in Face Off.
Castor Troy.
Castor Troy, yeah. I bought him in that as a goofy, over the top, almost comic book villain. I get Nicolas Cage. I don't get fucking Sorcerer's Apprentice fucking Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Port of Call, New Orleans Bad Lieutenant with
I love
Nick
that
Cage?
movie. I love that movie.
Oh, it's so good. And that right there, that's a perfect example of Cage doing a serious dramatic role, but it's so perfectly tailored for his over-the-top, just nuts persona. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, he and Mark Wahlberg, I think, are funny because you believe that they are taking themselves seriously, almost Leslie Nielsen style, but they're just totally ridiculous. Yeah.
I do think Mark Wahlberg is the Leslie Nielsen of a new generation.
I think he is. Sorry, I couldn't go on with that. Yeah, he'd be very insulted.
Speaking of Hollywood actors, though.
Yes.
Do you know a Hollywood actor that I like, Jonathan?
Dick Dietrich?
No, Willem Dafoe.
Oh, right, the goblin-faced man.
The goblin-faced man, whose face is very sharply rendered. So sharply rendered you'd think that an Intel processor was rendering it. But in fact, it is just a mere mortal man.
Is he handsome at all in a sexual way?
Apparently he's got a massive dick.
Really? That's cool.
So he could pull off playing Nightwing.
It would be interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, Batman! Look at my giant dick. But I'll tell you what, I've got a movie pitch for him if you'd like to hear it.
I'd love to hear it.
It's good because we've been casting him as very noble, heroic characters recently. He was the party flower in Party Flower. It was a very noble, stoic, heroic character. Sure. He was... I don't even know what the last one was. He was, of course, I Sing a Song of Spiders.
Yep, he sang spiders at people.
He was the main protagonist, the hero, the superhero of that. It's about time he returned to what he's good at. Villainy. He is the antagonist of this next movie, which I call I'll Photograph Your Ass. Brendan Fraser plays Brendan Fraser, a young, upcoming, hot Hollywood talent. He's just starred in The Mummy and some other films. And everybody wants him to star in the next big stuff. He's got a phone call to play the witch in Blair Witch 3. And he is going to be Spider-Man. But Brendan Fraser, although he's got it all, has trouble on the horizon in the form of an evil paparazzi photographer played by Willem Dafoe.
So Willem Dafoe doesn't play himself, even though he's going to be in Spider-Man.
No,
Brendan Fraser's, so, okay.
Oh yeah, in this film, the Green Goblin is going to be played by Ellen DeGeneres.
That would actually be scary. That would actually be good.
So that's in this canon, in this universe.
Okay.
Ellen DeGeneres. Of course, Brendan Fraser's got a happy home life. He's married to Deborah Messing. He's got a child who will be played by that funny guy who was Iago in Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, Gilbert Gottfried.
He will play the baby of Brendan Fraser and Deborah Messing. But, oh fuck, you're not going to believe what's happened.
What?
the evil journalist Beanie Tuesday, played by Willem Dafoe, he's setting out to ruin Brendan Fraser's career by taking a photograph of his ass, thus proving, and in his own words, I'm going to take a photo, I'll photograph your ass, Brendan Fraser, thus proving to Hollywood and all your loyal fans that you've got an ass, and then they'll know how disgusting you are. And that's basically the film. There are high-speed car chases with Brendan Fraser like screeching through New York, like crashing taxi cabs, steering out of his way and smashing into pedestrians.
Why is he driving away so quickly? What is he so worried about?
Because behind him on a bicycle is Willem Dafoe with a handycam, snapping photographs on a Kodak disposable. Show me your ass, Brendan. Show me your ass!
But he's in a car. His ass is in the seat, so, how could he photograph his ass if he's driving a car?
Because he's got to stop at some point. You gotta stop at some point! Pretty soon you're gonna get hungry, and you'll have to stop at a garage for some Funyuns! And then I'm gonna get a photo of your goddamn ass!
You know, I hate to burst Beanie Tuesday's bubble, but you never have to get out of a car if you have money. If you're Brendan Fraser, you can just go to the drive-thru and then go to the gas station where they have full service. And
yeah.
How do you poo?
You just have to poo in your car and then put it in a bag and then throw it away.
Okay, that's an interesting plot point.
Thank you.
We could turn this into a whole Saw thing, maybe. Like Brendan Fraser's trapped in his car and can't escape. They can't leave the car because Beanie Tuesday's always right around every corner, ready to take a photo of his head.
I mean, there'll be one scene when he pulls up to a McDonald's. He orders from the drive-thru, I'll have a McFlurry with fries.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, actually. He drives up to the window and then dressed in a McDonald's uniform. He's Willem Dafoe as Beanie Tuesday, just... Here are your fries! Would you like a photo of your ass with that? And then he just starts snapping away at his face, and he's going, no, stop tormenting me. And he drives away. He runs over to McDonald's shoppers as they leave the restaurant. There's a lot of property and human damage in this film as Brendan Fraser just smashes into stuff, but it's justified because he's the protagonist. At one point, though, it's gonna happen. Willem Dafoe is close behind on the bicycle, and Brendan Fraser crashes. He crashes the car, Jonathan, into a school bus. The school bus explodes, flames, screams of children. He climbs out the sunroof and then starts jumping from car to car, on the roofs in New York, while they're speeding. And he's just jumping, over the cars. It's very Matrixy. We don't bother explaining why he can do it. At one point, he high-fives Danny DeVito, who's swinging from a lamppost. He just goes, you go, Goyle! High-fives him, Brendan Fraser says, I can do it. Mark Wahlberg says, quick, jump on my back! He jumps on Mark Wahlberg's back, starts digging into his hips, going, yeah! He rides Mark Wahlberg like a horse, and Mark Wahlberg saying, stop it! I offered to help you, and you're just kicking me in the ribs, you cunt! So he knocks him over, and Brendan Fraser falls in the swamp, in the famous New York swamp. He crawls out, grabs hold of what he thinks is a tree branch for steady himself, but it is Willem Dafoe's leg. And Willem Dafoe looks down and says, well. I said that I'll photograph your ass, and now I'm gonna do it. Do you think Blair Witch 3's gonna want you when they find out you've got an anus? Not so perfect anymore. And he's waggling his tongue while he does that and shaking his finger, just... Sorry. Overexcited. Brendan,
you're giving it everything you've got. This
is energy for sell the films in Hollywood. I really want this. This is the one that's gonna get made, and then I'll be Christopher Nolan, and then I will do The Dark Knight happens again.
That's the fourth.
There'll be the fourth one starring Willem Dafoe as Batman and the Joker again. Anyway, so Brendan Fraser says, "Well, you've caught me. You've won, Beanie Tuesday. Looks like you're going to photograph my ass." So with a sigh, and Deborah Messing's in the background just screaming, just no, don't show him, you brown cleft.
Wait, so Brendan Fraser has to like show him his naked ass? Is that right? Yeah. He has to?
Well, listen to the plot.
Okay.
It's all explained. Brendan Fraser undoes his belt, undoes his button and his fly, drops his pants, drops his Y-fronts, bends over, pulls his cheeks apart, and he says, and he turns around over his shoulder and says, "Beanie Tuesday, why don't you lean in for a closer look with your camera?" Willem Dafoe says, "Don't mind if I do. I'll photograph your ass." He bends over and zooms right on the whole of it. And that is when the horse flies out of Brendan Fraser's ass.
Whoa.
Kicks Willem Dafoe in the face. He goes, whoa! He falls out the window in the building they're now in, not at the swamp anymore.
They're in a building and they're not on the bottom floor of the building.
And he falls down in slow motion like Alan Rickman. In fact, we might just replay Alan Rickman falling, but dub Willem Dafoe over it going, "I'll photograph your ass."
In Die Hard when he falls
up. Yeah. And he's like, "You haven't seen the last of me and my camera that's going to photograph your ass." And
how big is this horse, by the way?
It's a full-sized horse.
Okay, so it's
it just kind of bursts out and it kind of expands as it comes out.
In fart sound to accompany it?
No,
just regular sound, just horse sound.
Jonathan,
I figured
this is a classy eyebrow film. The horse just makes a horse noise, or it's voiced by James Earl Jones. One of the two.
That is classy.
Let's do James Earl Jones, and he says, fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck
off. And with the Darth Vader voice effect on it. Because he is Darth Horsey.
That's the character he plays.
Yeah, so it kicks, Willem Dafoe gets kicked, falls out, photograph your ass, whether you like it. I'll ruin your career. And then, Brendan Fraser says, "I don't think so when you hit the ground and die. But, well, a truck, because this is a family film, so we don't want deaths. So a truck drives past as he's falling, and he falls in the back of the truck. Only it's a truck full of arses. He digs his way out of the arses, looks around and goes, asses! The irony! And then the truck drives away, and as it drives past a sign with an arrow and says, 5,000 miles to never coming back again.
I figured it was some ass town.
And then Brendan Fraser puts his hands on his hips and says, ass, not very likely photograph of it. And then the credits roll.
He would do that well. Brendan Fraser's another guy who's best not too serious.
Yeah, actually his last line is, "Hey Benny, looks like you're on the wrong side of the river." That's what he says.
What does that mean?
It's a Mummy reference.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. I like that one part in The Mummy when all the crickets just land on a guy and he just stares at the camera. It's like, oh,
something like
Yeah. That part's good.
That scene's in I'll Photograph Your Ass. About 46 minutes in, we just see locusts on a guy in a fez, and he says, "What have we done?" And then it cuts back to the action.
That would be good. That's my favorite part of The Mummy, so why not do a callback? Great idea, Jim. I'm excited about it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was picturing how scared Brendan Fraser was going to be, and it was really getting me excited. I was picturing him doing a lot of those and like,
oh yeah, just
so scared.
Yeah, like that. He spends most of the film like that. Like he's just driving and steering and smashing into pedestrians and just like that. Just and then in the background, like throughout the whole film, just this constant drone of. Oh yeah.
So that's most of the movie.
Yeah. And then that's, sponsored by Intel.
Yeah, why not? They're sponsoring their other stuff. Why not sponsor this idea you had? It's just as good as our other content. So.
Yeah, why not sponsor Podtoid?
Yeah, same thing.
Email us today to get a sponsorship on Podtoid.
Yeah, just pay us some money. Then we'll say the words you want.
Yeah, we'll say anything.
It's kind of true, actually. If they are looking for someone who's willing to say the words, we can say any of the words, all of them.
If you have a specific sequence of words that you would like us to say, we will say them for money.
Did that for a while on Podtoid, on the old Podtoid, before Nero said something about it being incredibly corrupt. It wasn't corrupt. It was just wrong. Morally and ethically, where I would just PayPal me whatever you want, and then I'll say something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
People actually paid. They actually.
Yeah. It makes it seem like we are sellouts, I guess, but I don't see any harm in it per se. If somebody thinks it's worth their money to just hear you talk, that's what all actors do.
Kickstart our Podtoid.
We're gonna upend console gaming with our Podtoid.
Yeah, that's right.
At level 5 donations, Jim will say whatever you want him to say.
I would be really, really cautious about that, because Jim's idea of what a stretch goal might be.
Well played, sir. Very nice. Yeah, but I mean, maybe we should do a Kickstarter so that if we get enough money, we can run Podtoid without any video game talk.
Well, the less we talk about video games, the more people want to listen to it, it seems.
There you go. It's a win-win for us. Anyway, it's about time we monetized Podtoid. Jonathan?
Yes?
Why aren't you like Netflix?
What does that mean? In what way?
In that people give me $20 a month and you live in their house.
Just I show up in their house, or I live in...
You live in their house. You just... $20 a month, which I get, and you live in their house, watch sports with them on TV.
Is this like
help their kids color in Spider-Man in the coloring book?
I would die. I would not have. I would just live in a house with strangers who would they feed me? How would I get?
They might feed you.
Yeah. So with no income and just being a slave.
What do you mean no income? Podtoid would be monetized.
Well, you would get $20 a month, but I would be in trouble, wouldn't I? No.
Sorry, I don't see where being in trouble is the same as living rent-free in someone's house.
That's a good point.
Just think. I mean, you'd no longer. I mean, you wouldn't have a job, but you wouldn't have to pay rent. You wouldn't have to pay or eat food. You wouldn't have a bed. So think of everything you could get accomplished in the time spent not sleeping.
And no bed fees.
Yeah.
All those expensive bed
Every Tuesday, I'll come to the person's house, I'll shove a couple of cigarettes through the letterbox, and you can do whatever you want with them.
That's how I get by?
Well, I'll look after you. I'll keep you paid. Effectively, you will be someone's live-in prisoner. And what is the currency in prison? Cigarettes, or, as the convicts call them, snouts. So I will put 3 snouts through your letterbox, and you can eat them, trade them, barter for food and clothing with the other family members in the house. And
I'm looking. I wish you could see me because I'm looking around for other people to say, to react and be like, this is a really weird idea he's got. It sounds crazy, even. Yeah. But there's no one to say that.
No one's going to. Conrad mutes his microphone.
Well, I'll tell you what you should do. I mean, here's a tip. Barter the cigarettes to the children, because they'll give up just about anything, and it's contraband for them anyway. You're gonna get a much better return on that trade.
Yeah.
But then I'm selling cigarettes to children, which is
what a fantastic idea. I like that. So, okay, plans. This is. Listeners, you're going to have to bear with us because we're having a bit of a fiscal meeting on Podtoid this week. So, let's see. Plans for the monetization of Podtoid. Number 1. Jonathan Holmes will sell cigarettes to children. Now, how are you going to do this?
Wait, why am I selling cigarettes to children? Why is that the best way?
I think he just needs to go hang out in front of the kindergarten, in front of the elementary schools.
Yeah. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will give you a fedora.
An ice cream truck.
You can drive up in an ice cream truck so that you're appealing to the children, so that we can drum up. It's called marketing. We'll
hide the cigarettes in the ice cream.
Yeah. Right. You'll also need to carry the cigarettes on you, so we're going to give you a dirty trench coat, like a brown stained trench coat, which I can get one of those from a homeless. That'll be full of cigarettes. Now, obviously, the cigarettes are going to weigh you down, so. Don't wear any other clothes. So,
do I have to grow a really thin, wet mustache too, and like have wet hair all the time?
I'm not gonna lie, Jonathan. It would help. It would. it would help.
You're just
image
turning. Yeah, that's a real creepy look.
It's the salesman look. When people buy things, they want to buy things from a salesman. What do they think of when they see a salesman? They think of a naked man with a trench coat full of cigarettes, wearing a filthy fedora with wet hair, a tiny pencil-thin mustache, driving an ice cream truck, and saying, "Hey kids, I've got something long and thin to put in your mouth and suck."
Wow. Anyone who brags about their penis being thin is really interesting to me. Oh yeah, baby, my cock is so thin and weak.
Who brags about that?
Some guys, some noodle dick guys.
Now, one thing we are going to have to keep in mind is that in selling cigarettes to children, there really is sort of a ceiling on how much income they're really going to have access to. They don't have a whole lot of income opportunities, but that's okay. Because they're still going to be coming to you for the product, and if eventually they're coming to the product and they can't pay, I have an idea. I have a solution for this as well. You just put them in the ice cream truck, take them to a warehouse, and we'll set up a shop, sort of like a factory where they could work to earn the cigarettes in the production of Podtoid-themed merchandise.
That is, Podtoid-themed sneakers. T-shirts, football jerseys. Can you believe sex toys? Can you believe that we didn't discuss any of this before bringing it to Jonathan? I love that. It sounds so scripted.
Jonathan, thank you so much for volunteering to do this. This is going to be a huge help for us.
You're doing us a solid. So here's the plan, right? Step 1, sell cigarettes to children. Step 2, invite a work placement program for children who want their cigarettes and or heroin. I haven't mentioned the heroin yet. Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute. Heroin like a female hero or doing heroin?
Well, you know how... you know how...
Whoa.
When you do a subscription to Xbox Live, you sign up, you get Xbox Live Silver. Okay? If you want more, you pay more.
How much does it cost again for the gold?
About $60 a year. Okay. We're taking that, Jonathan, that business model, we're applying it to cigarettes. Pay a little more, get some skag.
Skag? What is that?
It's a word that you will be using a lot when talking to these children. What you do is you say, and remember, you've got to presentation is everything. People respond to a personality. So when you talk to the children, you'll be like, "Hey, kids." Like, you'll be talking
how you talk to children.
Yeah, it's how you sell things, Jonathan.
Really?
You gotta show them how well the cigarettes work.
Yeah, where's your salesman spunk? And you'll be saying that to the children. "Hey, kids, do you want to see my salesman spunk?"
I don't want to say that.
If you like those... It sounds a bit like Willem Dafoe, granted, I can't do many voices.
No, it was less, it was more serious. It was less enthused. It was, down to business.
"Hey, children, if you like those cigarettes, why don't you try some skag?"
What is skag? It sounds like the drug they use in the future. It's like a total recall drug.
Well, as you'll be saying to the children, it's a fun sherbet that they heat up. And
sherbet.
That they heat up, turn into a magic potion that they rub on their arm using a needle.
Rub on their arm.
Yeah.
Rub into their arm?
Hey, look, all I know is if they buy 2 for the price of 1, for the first week only, we'll be offering free promotional Batman belts for them to tie around their arm. And every kid loves Batman.
It's true. Adults like Batman, too, a lot.
So anyway, if some of the kids don't want to work in the factory, have you seen the film Taken, Jonathan?
Starring Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
I saw the good parts.
Yeah. One of those good parts was this thing called human trafficking.
Oh, that's what happens to his daughter.
That's what happens to his daughter, and hopefully many other daughters, once we open our new business venture. Which, I say our, and sorry, you're the brains of the operation, your business.
This started with me just being a slave. And now you're like, not enough money. You need more slaves.
Slave for you. Humma, 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 kitty, 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 ha. That's a Britney Spears reference. So,
3 toxic love holes.
Oh, that's last week.
Yeah.
That I ruined. Yeah. So, no, I like children. I don't want to...
You like children, so why not work with them?
I don't want to get them addicted to drugs. I don't want to steal them. I don't want them to smoke cigarettes. I don't want to scare them with my hoarse, gruff, terrifying voice and my naked body and my mustache. And no, I won't do that idea. It's the worst one. It's worse than the saloon, I think.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Right, you're not thinking of it.
I am thinking of it.
You're not. You're not thinking of it, right?
Yeah.
The more skag and cigarettes you sell to children, right? And the more children you sell to skagheads.
What? I'm selling children to skagheads now? What are they going to do with the children? Just suck on them? Suck the skag out of them? Terrible.
I found it's best not to ask. To be honest. Right?
Thank you for your honesty.
But the quicker you do that, the quicker you'll be able to buy the Nightwing costume you'll be wearing when you fuck my ass.
Which is just blue pajamas, which would cost me $10, $12. So
out of your own pocket. We're talking about monetizing Podtoids here, not taking a loss.
This is your dream we're talking about, Holmes, and you're just ready to just throw it all away.
I'm off.
I don't understand. I just don't get it.
There's a lot of harm being done with the idea to not really to me, which is strange, but everyone else.
Pays for a roof over your head, huh? Who buys you those nice clothes? Who buys you those jewels? Huh?
I do. I buy my own jewels.
You make me slap you upside the head. I made you, Jonathan Holmes, and I can break you.
You kind of did. I'm definitely. Most people know me as the guy you talk to about things that he doesn't like. So you did make me in that way. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Just remember who puts the food on your table.
I can't do it. I can't do the heroin to the children. That was heroin you were talking about, right? The fun sherbet?
Jonathan, you're disappointing Daddy. Don't make Daddy upset. That's my new name. Daddy Glucose.
That's a great name.
It's a good name, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be a really good old 60s Batman villain, I think. There was a 60s Batman I so badly wanted to watch, but I missed it. It starred, I believe it was Milton Berle as Louis the Lilac. That was the villain that week. No idea what that means. I so wish I did, though. Milton Berle as Louis the Lilac. Picture it. Might have been Don Rickles.
It's probably on YouTube.
Yeah, I forgot about the internet. I should go look into it. Do you guys want to do Podtoid questions? I just tweeted them out.
Yeah, let's have some.
People will be tweeting to me soon.
We need to start charging for those as well, if we're going to really monetize. I've been learning a lot from Electronic Arts. I'm thinking, once we get the Intel sponsorship money in, we can start portioning sections of Podtoid off as DLC.
It's so sad because it would happen with other podcasts. I don't want to talk crap about Penny Arcade, but they're really doing a Kickstarter for their website. Are they really doing that?
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
No,
yep.
I think that's fine.
It's gonna be nice.
If they have an audience that values not seeing advertising enough, that they're willing to throw together the cash that they don't have to have advertising, and it frees them up to produce more product. I think that's fantastic. The site is in a unique position to, get direct monetization. Why wouldn't they try it? Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yep, I'm going to bite my tongue. I'm going to be nice to the Penny Arcade guys, because I'd rather them not hate me any more than they do. Maybe they like me a little bit.
Yeah, you push your luck any further and Gabe will tweet about you.
That sucked when that happened. Oh, that just took up so many hours.
Like $250 for a tweet from Gabe. So, I mean, that bill's going to be...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow, that's so... are you serious? I wouldn't even be surprised if you were serious.
No, actually, I think that is one of the rewards is a retweet from either Mike or Jerry.
Wow.
I think one of the others is
$250 level or something.
I think Gabe will also follow you on Twitter for a year or something if you play one of the...
That's a $300 goal for either one of them if you want.
Yeah.
So they run a pretty profitable expo, don't they?
Yeah, and I will. If you show me your Nightwing penis at PAX, I will follow you on Twitter for a year. That's a standing offer to anyone at PAX. That's my Kickstarter. That's my prick starter. I want 500 Nightwing cocks by the end of PAX. We can do it, guys. Let's crowdfund.
Let's crowdfund. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hamza?
What?
Just wanted to see how you'd react.
He sounded like this disaffected Italian grandfather. What?
Why you do this to me? Why you got to ask the question?
Don't bother Luigi no more. I'm tired of your face.
There's a lot of questions coming in.
Oh, for God's sake. Will they start charging for them? $5 a question.
I don't have an answer for this one, but Juan Alberto, otherwise known as Big Bad Juan, on Twitter asks, in a remake of Star Wars with the Podtoid cast, who would play whom? Earlier today...
Yeah, why the fuck was I Leia?
I was
Leia.
I actually already have this mapped out real quick, except for myself because I can't. I'd probably just wind up C-3PO. But I was thinking Jim is Han Solo, Jonathan is Leia, Holmes is Chewbacca.
Oh, I would rather be Leia than Chewbacca. Someone was implying that I was a hairless Chewbacca, and I don't know why. What traits do I have in common with Chewbacca? I was puzzled by that. I mean, the only thing I am hairy, but Holmes is even hairier.
I would like to be Max Rebo.
Oh, you'd be a great Max Rebo.
I mean, a lovely little Max Rebo, all blue, sitting in my big round organ.
I'd like to be, I feel like...
Jonathan, can I sit in your big round organ?
Big round, just a, 6 foot by 6 foot.
I would like it if your penis was like a massive circular organ, and I could paint myself blue and sit in it and pretend to be the Max Rebo. For God's sake, if you give us like $5, I won't do that.
Okay.
That's one of my other crowdfunding ideas. For every $5 I get, I won't. That's the full sentence. $5 and I won't.
Seems like a profit deal. People will pay. They have the money, and why not?
Why not?
Jean-Luc Pierret. Seems like a neat guy. He's got a scarf and a mustache. Kind of a hunk. Asks, politically correct versus culturally sensitive, which is the trend for games. And by that, I think he means a lot of people have been talking about like ethical behavior and what's good and what's not good in video games in terms of how it affects people and the cultural impact that video games have of late. Have you guys noticed that, or is it just me? It seems like that's been, people won't shut up about it, be it sexism or whatnot. And now there's backlash. IGN has an article saying that we're being too politically correct and we're damaging games by making people too cautious about the way they talk.
Yeah, but then IGN ran an article the other week asking people why they hate EA, and they asked EA and nobody else. So that's where I stand on their editorials.
Indeed. Yeah, I haven't read the editorial, but our old friend Aaron Lindy is not impressed with it, and I trust Aaron's taste on stuff. I think it's good for us to talk about what words mean and how they affect people.
I'm enjoying the discussion. I think it's been fascinating discussion, eye-opening in many ways, educational, interesting, and it upsets me when there are people. I mean, IGN are far from the only people to have expressed this idea that, oh, we're tired of it now, we're bored of it now, we'll buy every military shooter on the sun, but we're bored of one discussion on the internet. It just, I don't know, I think it's sad that they try and squash interesting discussion because they've had their fill, and they will now be aggressively apathetic. Gamers are great at that. Aggressive apathy. It's like, I don't care about this, but I'm going to not care about this so fucking hard the whole world's going to know. And I think that's a shame. And, I mean, if you are bored of the discussion, it's so easy to not be a part of it. It's so easy to not be a part of the discussion. Don't read the news posts that are quite clearly, like, no one's going to do a post like, why I like Kirby, and then sideswipe you by talking about, what Jermaine Greer has brought to video games. They're not going to do that. You can easily cherry-pick the articles you want to read and avoid this topic. You don't have to follow the people on Twitter that like to talk about these things. That's the glorious thing of the internet. You can customize what you want to hear. And if you do hear some of it, you find out where it's coming from and you can block that source. You don't have to be so aggressive and try and shut down anyone talking about it. With regards to the guy's question, I think it's educate yourself. And I think that's what I like about these discussions. It's like, try and see things from everyone's point of view. That doesn't mean don't be politically incorrect. That doesn't mean don't try offensive humor. But at the very least, understand why some of the things you're saying might upset some people and respect that fact. And maybe that might influence what you do, or at the very least, it might influence how you handle the criticism of what you do. But I think that's what you got to do. Like be politically incorrect if you must, but just be aware while you're doing it of the consequences and the repercussions.
Yeah, for me, politically correct means being insincere, but secretly being a dick. And culturally sensitive just means actually not being a dick. So you shouldn't fake. If you think something, you should say it. And but at the same token, you have to be prepared for the backlash, and you do well to listen to what people say in response so you can get to know yourself and the world around you. It's fun. So yeah, I hope people don't feel like they can't say what they think anymore for fear of being like a bad guy. They should say what they think, but then learn from it.
Yeah, I would recommend people try and track down some of a comedian called Richard Herring. Very well-respected British stand-up comedian. Fucking genius. Very clever guy. Very smart. Does a lot of really brilliant conceptual stuff with his stand-up. Very racy, edgy, can get close to the bone, can get offensive, but he 100% backs the idea of political correctness. he very much is on political correctness' side, and he thinks people that say, oh, political correctness has gone mad, he thinks they're talking out their ass. And I say track him down because I can't remember anything he said because I'm an idiot. But he said some really smart stuff, and this is a guy that he'll make paedophile jokes, he'll make jokes about all sorts of fucking things. He's a very, very adamant atheist. He'll make very religiously offensive jokes, but he still believes in political correctness, and he's able to be very offensive and yet very smart, reasonable, and sensible. And above all, he thinks about his audience while he does it. So,
interesting. So, does he just think being politically incorrect is like cheap, like how Cosby thinks people shouldn't swear because it's like too easy to just get a reaction from people or something?
I think it's more that he thinks political correctness as a, the core of it is a good idea. And it doesn't mean you have to censor yourself all the time or you have to toe the line and not offend anyone ever. Political correctness is cultural sensitivity, really.
Okay. When done well, yeah. I personally don't like it when people mask what they really think with words that they think will make them look like nicer people, but then when you dig deep, you find out they're actually thinking terrible stuff. I'd rather people just come out and tell me what they're thinking. It's nice.
Are you sure? Because I do that every week with you.
And here I am. Yeah. It would be much worse if you're like, I had this thought about you. It's a little bit...
If I tried to put it on you, it would be nice if your anus moved near my dick.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be clear.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if a Nightwing costume just kind of fell on you, and you tripped up, and then you were on my penis. I don't know what. I don't know what that's got to do with political correctness. That was nothing.
That's exactly how political correctness makes me. Like a friend is pretending he doesn't want me to have like an assless Nightwing costume and sit on his penis. I don't want my friends to pretend. I want them to just let me know what they have in mind. So yeah, that was a good answer. Did Hamza, Conrad? I feel like he didn't get fun in that.
I'm just keeping my big mouth shut.
I like video games.
You want to talk about video games, Hamza?
Yeah, take another question.
Okay, CJ Melendez asks, what game would you shag if physically possible? Like, you feel such...
I like CJ Melendez, let me just say that. He runs Rely on Horror. I hope he does. Otherwise, I've really offended him.
I'll find out right now.
CJ, excellent.
Janitor there.
Excellent. For some reason, I worried that it was some other horror site he ran. But no, Rely on Horror is a very good site. He's a big Silent Hill fan. He also defends Book of Memories from the haters alongside myself. Cool guy. Very cool guy. I just felt like saying that.
No, he seems nice. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a game that I feel such... It's not like cerebral at all. It's just pure physical attraction to it. Like, I know this isn't any good, but I guess it would be more of a guilty pleasure if you wanted to just shag it. Just have it with you physically. You guys, you hot for games? You sex with them?
I don't really think about games like that, so I don't know. I don't have anything on top of my head.
Come on, I've heard you playing Halo ODST. No, it was Reach. Sorry, it wasn't ODST. You were into that. You were into the Reach for a little while there.
Yeah, I'd like to get a Reach.
Of course you said that.
I don't know.
It's all right. It's all right. Everyone does it. Everyone does the Reach joke. Conrad, you feel hot?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't really say I get hot and bothered by game. Like, certainly, there's not any sort of physical. I don't have physical reaction to the act of playing games.
When you're playing a game, you're not like physically feeling how much fun
maybe
you're having.
Rez.
Oh, it's so good.
Remember Rez?
Rez is good. It's got a vibrator.
They have that vibrator attachment.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
That I don't know. Whenever a game makes my controller vibrate like crazy and the controller's right next to my junk, that feels nice.
Yeah, maybe it's just whatever game it is that has force feedback, and for whatever reason my hands are going to automatically gravitate toward my lap. That's the best odds, at least.
Okay, so you guys have taken the concrete approach to the answer. Just you would physically have sex with the controller if it vibrated in a pleasurable way.
No. I mean,
it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. That's
likely
cool.
to get me aroused because it's I'm not thinking about a game and thinking, man, I'd like to.
I think that's what it is. You need some kind of other mental stimulus to get you in the mood to fuck the game.
Sure.
It's like you give me Killer 7 on its own, I won't fuck it. You give me Killer 7 and lock me in a bedroom with it while playing Rave On over and over again, and eventually I'll fuck it. I will admit, if I'm playing, I made a game with zombies in it, and the music is going and going and going, and as soon as the synthesized trumpets hit, I may ejaculate. I might. There's gotta be an audio-visual thing, most notably audio, because that is the horniest of things.
Of the five senses.
Of the five senses.
Audio is the horniest of the five senses.
Damn right, because then people can say, I'm Nightwing and I'm going to sex you on the dick.
What if you're deaf?
What about Jason Todd? Don't you guys want to have sex with him?
No.
Who?
Jason Todd?
You want to have sex with the dead?
No, he's back.
You are disgusting.
They retconned that dog, Judd Winnick, cast member of Real World.
Well, clearly democracy has failed.
Wait, which one is Jason? Oh, Robin.
Yeah, he's the second Robin who was killed in the hotline. You called in. Yeah, well, they did a 1-800 number. I don't know if you knew that, Hamza. I'm teaching you.
I knew that.
Oh, sorry, Hamza. But then Judd Winnick...
Hamza, we used to have these things called papers, and we'd print stories on them, yarns from long ago.
It's true. When's the last time
you really do only have one voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pirate voice. It was good.
Anyway. Pirate Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, it sounded good. I liked it.
Willem Dafoe and Voldemort, that's pretty much it.
No, you got tons of voices.
Yeah, but they're not fun to do.
Yeah, you've got the Pie Guys. You've got High Pitched Wine. You've got some great voices, man.
No, that's just my normal voice.
Well, 43 questions happened while we were just talking.
What?
Yeah, this happens. They really just do it. Let's see.
Well, we gotta hurry this up. I've got to go out to the store and get some Raisin Bran.
I am so hot and uncomfortable right now, and I want you to get that Raisin Bran. So we will do 2 quick questions. Glenn McHugh asks, how does your wife feel about the anus talk? Jim, how's your wife feel about it?
Supportive.
That's nice.
Supportive. Well, I've got a
how does your wife feel about it?
My wife?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder. I should ask her one of these times.
I often compartmentalize and tell myself you don't have a wife. So when I'm reminded, it really hits me and I think, fuck.
Jonathan, next time when you're in bed with your wife and you're doing things to her, you should bring it up.
That's a great idea, Hamza.
That's a great mood enhancer.
That is a great idea. We've been married for a little while now. We've known each other for 8 years, I think. So, we're at that point in our relationship where you need to heat it up a little bit. Rekindle the fire. I mean, like, oh, yeah.
Jonathan. Have you considered a sex therapist? I'll rephrase that. I will be your sex therapist.
And what would that entail?
It would mostly entail me standing in the bedroom while you're trying to have sex and going, Peter Parker, you goddamn son of a bitch! Get me that no good wall crawling Spider-Man!
I love when you go up with your J. Jonah Jameson, you turn into the guy from Creed a little bit. There's that Spider-Man!
Get me that Spider-Man, yes, hell!
Yeah, it sounds great. A lot of people are asking. Team Holt just asked, but at least 2 other people asked what our favorite song from the 90s is. Man, people love talking to us about the 90s.
You can't pick just one.
I know.
Just your favorite of right this second. Just think of a song you really like from the 90s. I'll go first. All day today, I've been singing to myself, gotta hold on to this feeling, gotta let your body move, gotta make your feet pumping, everybody get loose, which was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. That's an awesome song. So that's one.
It is.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I guess if we're just picking what's on our mind right now, mine would be, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more.
My friend's dad did the guitar on that song.
Your friend's... Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
Sorry, not wow. Ooh, wow, ooh, wow, wow.
Exactly. What is right? What is wrong? Best lyrics. Just, a man who has no ideas about anything. Just tell me everything.
Just a confused child man.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. Just no content in his brain. Yeah.
It's the story. It's a harrowing story of an amnesiac.
Give him a sign. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what he wants.
Wants to know where the hospital is.
The entire the entire Monster Magnet album Power Trip. Just that whole thing start to finish.
Monster Magnet.
Well,
I forgot they existed. That's awesome.
Jonathan sang his song. I sang mine. Please sing us the entire Monster Magnet.
Oh no! Yeah. God, I listened to that so much. So much. That's ridiculous.
I totally forgot. Just hum me a bar of one of their songs. I don't recall them at the moment.
They do a lot of screaming. I mean,
I mixed them up with Power Man 5000. I know that's
that is unfortunate, but that's because they both had like outer space themes in their music videos at the time, and I'm not gonna sing that though.
All right, fair enough.
I'm not gonna sing that.
I am displeased.
I am sorry.
Yeah, what can you do?
Luckily, Holmes is going to close us out with a rousing chorus.
That's right, Holmes.
Okay, I don't know why the only thing that's popping out of my head right now is No Doubt.
They're excellent.
So, excellent. I don't know. Spiderwebs. That's all I can think of right now from the 90s.
What's your favorite part of the song Spiderwebs?
I saw No Doubt on that.
Welcome to the Spiderweb. Wait, was it?
Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking into Spiderweb. So
walking into Spiderweb,
Walking through the spiderwebs. Yeah, I went and saw them. I got my girlfriend at the time. We skipped her prom and went and saw No Doubt. And Cake opened. It was a really great show.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was fun.
I have a blue house with a blue window.
That's the last No Doubt album I liked too. Like everything after Tragic Kingdom just did nothing for me. I don't know why that.
Then Gwen Stefani went insane.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing another album together, I guess. I just heard.
They're still buddies. It's interesting. It reminds because Tragic Kingdom was their first major label album, right?
Yeah, but they did a couple of smaller albums before that, and they had a self-titled, I think it was, that was really quite good.
Yeah, but I'm using this as a segue into talking about, because I'm already, I guess we're done with questions.
I want my fucking segue to Raisin Bran.
Oh, I thought you had one more. I thought you said you were going to do two questions.
No, we did two. We did
we did two?
Yeah, we did.
Because I was ready for one more. Let's do one. Right. We can do one more. Let's do one more.
Absolutely.
Give them a treat.
One more.
Yeah, let's spoil them.
Oh no. Okay, I can't do that one. There was some people are just talking to me about Podtoid things now, just like telling me their dreams and stuff.
Did you all see the fan art that one guy made of all of us?
Oh yeah.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I can't pull up Twitter at the same time on my phone with Skype is on, but like the guy did a great job. I want to give him a shout out. I can't remember his name though.
We will if he all right, if he's listening, email me at jonathan@destructoid.com.
It was Adam Owen for the win.
Oh, cool. I'd do it, but my Twitter is covered in questions right now, so I'd have to scroll.
Yeah. Thanks, Adam.
Owen FTW. That was awesome.
People are asking me. A couple of people are asking what games we're really excited about that other people haven't heard of or aren't paying attention to right now.
I did a whole article on that on GameFront.
Oh, can you just name one of the games?
I think I've already talked about Dragon Commander. Really excited for Dragon Commander. But I'm going to, just because people are excited about it, but they only talk about it when they're reminded it exists, so I shall remind everyone that Among the Sleep still exists. That first-person horror game where you're a 2-year-old toddler running around the house from spooky shit. I'm really giddy about the idea of that one. I hope it works.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's exciting. Conrad, Hamza, you guys got anything?
I saw Dust: An Elysian Tale at Comic-Con last week. I've heard heard some things about it, but I never actually got a chance to play until then. And it's an absolutely beautiful looking game. I mean, beyond the furriness of it with the main characters, some of the other characters. I mean, it's a really great beat 'em up platformer.
That thing's been in development for years, hasn't it?
I guess.
I think I talked about Dust back when I was still living in England.
Yeah, well, it's been mostly one guy working on it, but now it's finally coming to Summer of Arcade, I think.
Well, holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What? Describe it to me a little bit, Hamza, because I don't know what that is at all. 2D, 3D graphics, polygons.
It's 2D and all it's like it looks like a cartoon, like a really high def cartoon as you're playing it. It's a side scroller. You're going through it. It has some RPG elements to it too, because as you kill enemies, you learn new tactics. You learn powers and stuff. And
it makes me think Streets of Rage with sexy cartoon wolves.
Yeah, actually, that's a great way of looking at it. It's very, very fast paced too.
Huh.
And cool. The combo system in there, it reminded me a lot of say a fighting game like Street Fighter, because you could perform a lot of combos and it's all very quick.
Yeah, I really, that whole genre, even the worst in that genre, I tend to like a little bit, and the best games in that genre I really love. So that's exciting. Speaking of which, I'm excited about Code of Princess. I don't think people are talking about that too much. It's coming out in the 3DS pretty soon. It's from some of the creators behind Guardian Heroes, and the character design is by a woman's last name is Nishimura, I believe. She's done a lot of Street Fighter and King of Fighters artwork. She's really good. So that'll be fun. That's a online beat 'em up on the 3DS, which is crazy. And cool. Dyad's coming out. Didn't Dyad come out
today?
Yeah, that's awesome. Today. I hope people.
Yeah, it is awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I want people to give it a try. Is there a demo? No, he was working on it.
I think.
Whoa, no, Jonathan, we have a code for you. Didn't you get that email?
Oh no, I've been playing it.
I don't think a lot of people got it because I had to give Alistair's his personally. He's going to review it for us.
Okay.
Oh, cool. I look forward to that.
Yeah. Have any of those other codes, the spare codes, have they all been used? Because I am lazy and didn't redeem one yet. So
I know the spare codes weren't redeemed. I think there's one with your name on it as well, though.
I don't think there was. I think I was just going to grab one of the spares. I'll grab a sparey. I'll just grab whatever works. Because, cool. Yeah. I'll reserve the week to download it.
I'm glad you just turned into meow meow.
Hey man,
we gotta get this copper.
Diet code.
Yeah.
That's two different directions there.
Yeah.
I was thinking of
those two very great directions.
Yeah, simultaneously for the listeners.
Yeah.
Conrad, did you have anything you want to talk about?
Fractured Soul on 3DS should be out soon, really soon. I just don't know when, but really soon. And I keep longingly looking at my 3DS in its cradle and thinking someday I'll have a reason to use you. And
I feel like Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. I'm hoping to get that review done the next couple of days. I wonder if you'd like that, Conrad. That's one people aren't talking about.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you got it too, right, Jim?
Yeah, it turned up because they'd already sent one before I secured your review copy. So one turned up. I gave it didn't go too far into it. Just haven't had the time. But what I played, it was surprising because at first I was like, well, this is shit. Then I played a bit and was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I went, this is shit. And then I was like, oh, this is really quite cool. So it's very up and downy for me. I'm not a big fan of when it tries to go all Phoenix Wright on me. But when they actually do the rhythm shit, some of that stuff's pretty inspired.
What's weird is I don't know how far you got in, Jim, but once the story picks up a little bit, I actually enjoy the Phoenix Wright parts more than the songs now. But I was right there with you when it started. I was like, just skip to the rhythm games. But no, I like just wandering around Paris now and finding stuff, talking to people. It's a pretty fun game. Snarf. And Eddie Crowley just wants us to do even more butt sex related humor on Podtoid.
Oh, that's okay.
What is got a buttload of it today?
How can a buttload? How can you even say that's I want McDonald's to have more fried food? Or, I want, how could, where do you get more butt sex? Anyway, yes, Ed
In
Crowley.
order to do more butt sex, we would have to encroach on the video games. It's just asking for less video game talk.
Yeah, basically, just only butt sex jokes for 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, just call it Podtoid.
I'm sure people will now. Oh yeah, before we were talking about something, and I was going to smoothly segue. Oh yeah, No Doubt. I was going to smoothly segue from No Doubt into Jonathan Blow being on this Sunday's Sup Holmes. I think so.
Wow.
How was that a segue?
But you
it was going to be.
You hate him.
I don't. I feel badly about that. Jonathan Blow has been mean to me in emails before, and he has said things that I think are dumb. But he's also said things I think are really smart, and he's been nice to me in emails now, too. So, you can't judge a person by just some of their stuff. And I felt a little bad.
That's how they get you. That's how Tim Rogers got me.
Yeah, he's a pretty neat guy. I like Tim Rogers a lot now.
That's what these indie developers do. They disarm you by being cool and nice.
Well, to be fair, Jonathan Blow, he said stuff that I disagreed with, and I think I took it a little too strong because I know how influential he is, and I did the exact same thing people do to me. Like, if I don't say everything exactly right all the time, people get really upset because they're like, "You ruined it! You could have said the smart things that I want to say, but you've screwed up, and now the whole world sucks." And they get really upset when I screw up occasionally. And Jonathan Blow screws up occasionally, too. We all do. So I shouldn't have been so harsh on him. I just know what he's capable of. He's capable of a lot of smart, awesome things. And hopefully we'll get smart, awesome things out of him on the show. And just in case you're wondering, the segue was going to be that Tragic Kingdom was like Jonathan Blow's Braid. And what is his second album going to be like? The Witness. I'm so curious about that. Is he going to buy into the idea that with your second game you have to please all the fans of your first game and give them exactly what they wanted? Or is he going to take this as license to do really whatever he wants now that Braid proved that people like stuff? So, yeah, I can't wait to ask him that.
There's a lot of questions, but I'll tell you one thing.
Yes?
When the game runs on PC, there's no doubt that the magic of Intel is going to bring out its quality. Intel! It's fucking there.
It is there.
Yeah, it's fucking there.
Dispute it. You can't.
Yeah, I'll tell you what as well, though.
Yep.
We'll all be there on the internet all bloody week doing all sorts of things. Now, people know that they can catch Jonathan Holmes doing Sup Holmes on a Sunday. Did you give the time? I wasn't listening because you said Jonathan Blow's name and then I got confused.
It's 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Dtoid's Twitch TV channel. How do you say that again, Conrad? Dtoid.twitch? Is that right?
Destructoid.tv.
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's
it.
Dtoid.tv.
I always get it wrong.
No, either one works.
Oh, do they both work now? Cool.
Oh, cool. That's our live stream, and it's also on iTunes in podcast form. A lot of episodes now. I think over 20. 21. Last week we had Emmett Butler and Diego Garcia, the developers of the upcoming game Heads Up Hot Dogs, which I hope you review, Jim. It's an iPhone game where all you do is drop hot dogs on people's heads, and sometimes a cop gets angry about it and shoots at the hot dogs. I think you'll like it. Diego also did a game called Super Flirt Off, which if you played it, you should listen to him talk because it's pretty interesting. That's all on iTunes. Go to iTunes. It's Sup, Holmes ? Look it up and download those things for free. Just podcasts me and Conrad do. It's pretty good. It's all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah. It's the only thing like that, isn't it?
I don't know of anything else quite like it, really.
No, I don't. I wish. I always figured when I started writing about video games, I'd be like, oh, and then everyone's going to have a podcast where they have a video game developer on every week. No, they don't have that. I don't see that on Joystick or Kotaku or anywhere, so unless I'm just missing it. Yeah, so we like video game developers. We want them to talk, so listen to them. It's fun.
Yep, it's good times.
Yep. Yeah, indeed.
Hamza!
I will be having a Dead Space 3 preview next week. I actually just came back from playing it before Podtoid today. There's actually some more stuff in there that they're adding beyond the co-op stuff that's really, like, gonna make it a really, really solid sequel.
Mm.
To the point that I was not even expecting it. Like, they're going above and beyond to me, in my opinion, with all the extra stuff they're doing. Beyond that, I'm trying to think of what I could talk about that will be on public display. The store. The store will be coming back hopefully within the next couple weeks. There are some final things I am ironing out. In the meantime, though, if you go on my Twitter, I am at CTZ. I tease one of the upcoming designs, which is a merger of the Autobot symbol with the Destructoid head.
Whoa.
And I should just point out, that's the Destructoid store. I know we get listeners from other, not necessarily Destructoid stuff coming in, so this is the Destructoid store for Destructoid stuff. And there'll be some good stuff.
As opposed to what?
Some people come in from Gymquisition, some people come in from Game, like all sorts of people come in. So
sure.
This is a Destructoid podcast.
Yes.
I should just in case you've been listening for weeks and didn't know, it's that website we talk about a lot.
Where the name is the same as our podcast.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have some other designs on there. We're gonna have something Jim Sterling specific. We're gonna have something specific to Sup Holmes, the D-Toy show on YouTube, and some other designs that are just general video game.
Is the Sup Holmes t-shirt really going to happen?
Dude, you've been for 21 weeks posting in your fucking post saying, this show was created because Hamza wanted to create a cheap shirt idea. So this is how it came about.
It's true. I've really only been
every
doing
week
the show,
people ask, is the shirt coming? Where's the shirt?
People
Where's
are
the
going to
shirt?
buy the shirt.
Yeah.
Actually, after people are going to buy the shirt.
That's how you build hype for a product. So imagine when we apply that to cigarettes for children. Huh?
Cigarettes powered by Intel.
Intel-powered cigarettes. Conrad, have you got anything amusing coming up for us?
No, because my entire life is turned upside down. I'm getting married in like 2 weeks, and I don't have a suit or a ring or a functioning office anymore.
Oh, this sounds like the basis of a wacky comedy.
Doesn't it, though? Yeah, this is totally... My life is turning into, like... I'm like Tom Hanks without the looks or money. So... I think, like, Bachelor Party in 1987.
I will pitch this movie and call it The Conrad Wedding.
The Conrad. Yeah. So, I don't know. You could probably watch my continuing meltdown on Twitter at Conrad Zimmerman. And, not a whole lot on the games front. Just a lot of monkey work.
Well, I'm excited for you, Conrad. That's great. I still got to buy you a pan. I'll do that tonight.
Okay.
A wedding pan?
Well, just some pan. He's got a registry. I was like, got to buy that pan. And then I didn't. But tonight I will. Oh, yes.
Hey, yeah, there you go. Podtoid listeners, go find Conrad's registry and hook him up with some wedding gifts.
Just buy him all the things he wants.
God.
Yeah, why not? Why not? That's not weird.
Katrina does have a blog for the wedding, actually.
She does.
Yeah, because she wanted to make it this whole, like, local Portland artisan economy project. KatrinaGetsMarried.com.
That's Katrina with a K.
Yeah.
Listeners.
Yeah,
that's right. Do it.
Yeah, so fucking learn you that, you idiots. From myself, I've actually got quite a bit coming up, which makes it even more impressive because I'm sick. So where's my Kickstarter for a cure? What have I got? Got the escapistmagazine.com has the new Inquisition up, which is called something.
It's the one about
help me, help.
It's about
names.
Names and games.
It's called A Game by Any Other Name, and it's about people getting mad at things like Silent Hill Book of Memories and DMC Devil May Cry because they don't like the name.
You know what's weird, Jim?
People
are mad that you said that they shouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
They're mad about it.
They would be.
Yeah.
Not as mad as they would have been if it was written, though. The videos seem to let you be able to say things a lot more.
Well, you can control the tone.
Yeah.
The tone, stuff like that.
But there's been some good debate, and that's good, because some people have said the videos have been a bit too agreeable lately, so some divisive ones have come out. I mean, it's been good. Discussion's good. What else did I do? I interviewed the CEO of the UER project, That's on destructoid.com right now. It's up in the little top story box. Just talked about the UER project, about their response to Penny Arcade's article, lambasting them, that kind of thing. Also, should be up tomorrow. That's Wednesday. I got an interview with James Gunn, who wrote Lollipop Chainsaw. We talk about sexism and sexy characters and my whole analysis about Nick being objectified. And that'll be on destructoid.com again. That'll be on Wednesday and available thereafter.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it should be cool. I've got another Blatantly Better in the works as well, which I'm looking forward to doing. So hopefully I'll get that done this week if I'm not pooped. So there we go. I guess that's it. As usual, please rate us on iTunes if you fancy. We've got a Podtoid app for Android devices on the Amazon store. Don't get it anywhere else. If you find it anywhere else, it probably won't work. $2 just brings you episodes. Yada, yada, yada. And I guess that's it. We'll see you next week.
You did it.
I did it. Thank fuck.